Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Originally some private comparison test for a Serana replacer that I ran for myself for Skyrim modding on PS4, I decided to edit them into a video in case it would be helpful for you. Please note that the showcased port is a temporary version that will be removed, as instructed by Sir Martimius, once official support for external asset mods are made, as he would like to make official ports of his own work to our platform. Starting off with vanilla Serana as a base. This is the mod. PS4 version TrueBlood Serana SOUNDWAVE HAIRSTYLE. This temporary port is by Mod Author aurllcooljay, with original credit going to Mod Author Martimius, and there is a separate PS5 version available of the mod, so make certain to pick the mod version that matches your game version for the textures to display properly. Speaking of textures, this is how the replacer will look if simply going from vanilla Serana to using this replacer. For best results, you will want to pair this with a body mod. For example, this is how the mod looks when pairing it with the pure UMP 2K port by Mod Author Terra and D. As you can see, this mod complements the SOUNDWAVE hairstyle replacer quite well, giving Serana a more youthful looking appearance, clearing up her skin complexion quite considerably, and darkening the overall color of her lips. Now keep in mind, depending on what body mod you have installed, you could get different results from what you are seeing here. For example, here is what the replacer will look like when paired with the mod, the pure CBBE port by Mod Author Terra and D. As you can see with the CBBE body, Serana has a much more unnatural looking pale skin tone complexion, almost to the point that at least in this lighting and on my television screen it has kind of like a purplish tint to it, very unnatural looking. Now keep in mind that things like my lighting rig can alter the way that this looks, so depending on the lighting in your game, this particular CBBE body may not appear exactly the same skin tone wise, and perhaps would not be something you really would notice if not running your own comparisons with different bodies and the replacer, but should still give you a basic idea of how you can change up the look of the replacer with different body mods. For the remainder of the tests that I ran, I had switched back to the pure UMP 2K. So you may be wondering why in each comparison test I ran the hood has been up, which did not allow me to get a good look at the hairstyle. That was not my intention. I did intend to run one test with the hood up to see if the hair color would change like it had with the previous TrueBlood Serana replacer, which it did not. However, as you might recall with the vanilla Serana, and up until this point when I switched back to the UMP body, I had a mod active that forces her to not wear a hood. However, this replacer completely overwrote it and it was not working, something that has never happened with any Serana replacer that I've tested, and I tested this one exactly the same as I tested those. So since I could not remove her hood by mod or any other means, I thought the only way to get a look at the hairstyle would be to take her to an interior cell where she would lower the hood herself. So after heading to the Sleeping Giant Inn and witnessing the aftermath of what I can only assume is Draco probably getting drunk off his ass and thrown through the tavern front window, or Serana put it, just another Tuesday, we headed on inside. Now oddly enough, once inside I found that Serana still simply refused to remove the hood, meaning that I could not get a good look at the hairstyle without it. So it is my belief that as long as the replacer is active, at least as of the date of the recording of this video, that she'll always wear the hood, whether she's in an interior or exterior cell. Now again, I should point out that the mod that I have that forces her to not wear a hood was disabled at this point. However, in an interior cell, that should not matter, as well as the fact that besides the final test outside, all other tests with the replacer had that mod active, yet she still wore the hood. Now it could have been a mistake in testing on my part, but I tested this replacer the exact same way I've always tested any replacer with her, and the mod to remove her hood has always worked with those, just not with this one. My only other option would have been to place the mod that removes her hood after this mod in the load order. However, while I did not test that, it is my belief that would simply reverted her back to her vanilla state and given her the gray face bug, as that mod would have been then the last one touching on her actor record, and usually will cause that problem with a replacer. In any case, I still hope that these tests that I have done and shared with you helps you out to get a basic idea of how the mod changes Serana. Thank you to mod author aurllcooljay for this temporary port to PlayStation. Thank you to the original mod author Martimius for creating the mod and allowing your work to be ported here. And thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.